When a portable D tank has 800 pounds in it, PSI in it, like this one, how long will it take for a oxygen adjunct to deplete it? So picture the question more like this. You're inside a large hotel where it takes some time to access between the patient and the ambulance. Does this 800 PSI D tank have enough to provide oxygen at 15 liters a minute for 10 minutes of transfer and extrication back out to the ambulance to get onto the house tanks? Keep in mind, 10 minutes is pretty quick. 10 minutes is what it takes to put someone on oxygen, get some information, get them onto the bed, and get them out of a house. A large hotel or a large office building can take 15 or 20, no problem at all. Sometimes extrication takes a little bit of time. How long will my 800 PSI D tank last me? There is a formula that we can use to explore that. It's essentially PSI times a factor. Take that number divided by the liters per minute. So the factor is dependent on which size oxygen tank you have. So here's a list of the factors. Most commonly, there's D tanks and M tanks are used as house tanks. This D tank has a factor of 0.16. So this 800 pounds times 0.16. Oh, wait. Hang on. Should I use 800 pounds or should I have a little bit of leeway? Like maybe save 100 or 200 pounds. Let's save 200 pounds. So in this case, it's 800 minus our safety factor is 600 times 0.16 divided by 15 liters a minute on a non-rebreather. How much time does that give us? Well, that actually gives us 8.5 minutes. But that's the formula we're working off of. The PSI minus any kind of safety margin you want to use, whether or not you want to use it even, times the factor divided by the expected liters per minute. Keep in mind, some CPAPs use 25 liters a minute. So let's do the math for this whole ambulance that I'm sitting in. In this ambulance, I have 2 house tanks. The house tanks here are M tanks, which give me a factor of 1.56. So one M tank has 1,750 PSI. The other one has 2,000 PSI. One of my D tanks with a factor of 0.16 has 800 PSI in it. The other one's full at 2,000 PSI. How long can each one of those tanks hold? Let's do this math. So the front M tank has 1,750 PSI minus 100 PSI for a safety margin. The M tank factor is 1.56, and at 15 liters a minute, that gives us 171.6 minutes. The other tank has 2,000 PSI minus our safety factor times the conversion factor of 1.56. At 15 liters a minute, it gives us 197.6 minutes. The backup D tank is full with 2,000 PSI minus 100 PSI for a safety margin. The D tank factor is 0.16. At 15 liters a minute, it yields 20.3 minutes, which is not a lot on a full D tank if you keep that in mind. And then the portable D tank that I showed you before has 800 PSI minus a safety margin of 100 times a conversion factor of 0.16 at 15 liters a minute gives us 7.5 minutes. That's 397 minutes total, which is about 6.5 hours. Thank goodness for those house tanks, huh? So that's how it works. That's the formula. The PSI times the factor divided by the flow rate. Make sure that your PSI, you include some kind of safety margin. It's probably a smart thing to do. I'm not sure I trust an oxygen tank to go all the way down to 0 for me. Probably smells like rust and hate down there at the very bottom of it too. So we don't need to deal with that. In any case, there's some more videos around here somewhere, and all the YouTube stuff to do to make the channel more popular. This is Angry Bill for Pre-Hospital Wisdom. Until next time, stay safe.